But I started reading Exodus again a few days ago. I'm now into chapter 5, the life of Moses. I was encouraged to read the life of Moses. In fact, just before I took my annual leave, or I started my annual leave, I was supposed to preach on faith and obedience, iman dan ketaatan, iman dan ketaatan in Malay, based on Hebrews 11, concerning Moses. Only about Moses you have this, even in Exodus. But in Hebrews, Moses is said to be a beautiful boy or beautiful baby, infant. The parents saw that he was lovely, and they hid him for 3 months. Before they had no choice but to just make an ark, a small ark, a basket, and floated him down the river. So you have the issue, because we know that, now that Moses is a historical figure of 3,500 years ago. So we know that Moses was such a great leader. So when he was born, was it nurture or nature? So I think that Moses' life answered this issue about whether is it born, nature. By nature, he was destined to be a great leader because he was such a beautiful infant. There was something in Moses when he was born, before he learned how to speak. So, but then you have that very interesting verse in Acts, is it 7 or 13? That Moses was educated in all the wisdom of Egypt. He was mighty in word and deed, and he was educated in all the wisdom of Egypt. So that's nurture for you. That's education, development of a person, not just pure talent or born with great potential or talent, but it has to be nurtured. I guess if I can share a bit of my own life, I think that would be the same with me. Although I would be totally different. I almost died as an infant. I went through, I think, 1 or 2 operations, and as a young adult, I think I was in law practice in my mid-20s, I think, when I just opened my legal firm. I went back to Sandakan and visited an old friend's house, and I know the mother, since we were Form 1, Form 2 buddies, so it was not unusual. But for the first time in my memory, to the best of my memory, my friend's mother actually spoke with me, and he said, "Oh, I know you. I was the nurse at Duchess of Kent Hospital, Sandakan, when you were born, and we call you the blue baby, bayi biru in Malay." Maybe I was near death. I lack oxygen, so my skin, my appearance looked blue. So that was the memory that my friend's mother, one of my closest friends really, she worked as a nurse when I was born. But I was, I think, 25 or 26 years old when she said that to me, in Taman Sibuga in Sandakan. But my childhood, when I was in primary school, I can just share one incident. By primary 6, I was the head prefect, and couple of years ago, I was sent this photo by a classmate from primary 1. We are in the group, the St. Mary's Sandakan group, classmates and schoolmates. Some from primary 1, some from Form 1 and Form 2. After Form 2, I left for Singapore. So I only spent about 8 years. Yeah, St. Mary's Primary School, primary 1 to primary 6, Form 1 to Form 2, St. Mary's Secondary, Labuk, Mau 2.5, Jalan Labuk in Sandakan. And my friend sent me this photo, my classmate. And there I was. I was the shortest, in fact I was the youngest. I was 1 year younger than most of my classmates. I entered primary 1 year earlier. But then, incredibly, all 5 of us wore badges. The prefect, pengawas, I forgot whether is it in Malay or is it in English. But I was the head prefect, and I was given a black book. Black book where I jotted down names, for the headmaster to discipline, basically, those that committed offences like you didn't tuck your shirt in, or your shirt is too dirty, or your hair is too long, and so on. But I was very close to my classmates. We play football or soccer. There was 1 year that we had afternoon stream, so even 12 o'clock we play under the hot sun. If we arrive at school earlier, and we started like 1:10 or 1:15 in the afternoon until 6 o'clock. So that was my childhood. So I was head prefect, I was the leader. The whole school, all my classmates knew I was the leader. But I was very close to them. I had many friends. I think it helps that I also was the top student. I was the number 1 boy from primary 2 onwards. I was the number 1 in every exam until the end of my primary school years. So that was my childhood. And really, Moses was a beautiful baby. Then after he was nursed, the mother took care of him until he was 3 or 4 as a wet nurse. And then he went back to the daughter of Pharaoh in Pharaoh's palace. That was quite remarkable, really. Quite remarkable. Moses' life, his early life, his infant, as an infant, as a baby, and then as a young man until he was 40. He was known to be the son of Pharaoh's daughter, educated in all the wisdom of Egypt, and he was a man mighty in word and deed, which means in public speaking, in deeds. Maybe he built cities, buildings, which the Egyptians were famous for. So thank you, my brothers and sisters, for listening. I've arrived at my destination in Nanam, and I'll see you again in my next car vlog.